It was a comment that it was in here that I was trying to read. Someone was asking they federalize. Oh, B first is it says it's federal and the government is up. Yeah, they federalized it. They federalized Juneteenth back in 2021. Because that means now they done found a way that they can profit off of it. All right, next up we got the Church of Black Power. What's going on?
How you doing, Toria?
I'm doing good.
Great. Happy Juneteenth to you, to the family. This is hilarious to me because I think great minds think alike. Because I wish I would have dropped my video earlier today because like some of the things that you're talking about, I put in my video as well, especially the what the flag is and what the flag is not. I think like last year, ever since last year, I've been trying to educate people on what the actual Juneteenth flag is.
Mm-hmm.
But I did not know about the symbolism within the Juneteenth flag at all. Like that right there was powerful just listening to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to all the people who's talking about that's not an American flag, that's not the American flag, shut the hell up. Because y'all don't say nothing when these police officers walk around with a desecrated flag on their vest. You don't say anything about that.
You talking about that? Are you talking about that Blue Lives Matter one?
Yes, that is a desecrated American flag, and people are literally running around supporting the police. Excuse me, I have to go into a quiet area. People are literally walking around supporting the police with those badges on, those little stamps of that flag. So they shouldn't be saying nothing about the Juneteenth flag whatsoever. The tether chick in New York, the one that was talking about overlaying, when we speak about tethering, she literally just showed the pure definition of what we mean by people tethering. You want to come, take what belongs to us, and then try to overlay your culture, your people, your flags over something that has nothing to do with you. And this is why we delineate from these kinds of people. That whole situation in New York, and even the thing that Al Sharpton put on today for the Haitians, none of this stuff has to do with what the actual day is about. And a lot of them just need to just go away. I hate to say it like this, but I prayed, and it's wrong to do, I know, but I prayed that Al didn't even wake up this morning. That's how pissed off I was when I heard about him doing some event for Haitians.
Now that's new to me. I didn't know that he did that. He did that today.
Yes, he did it today, and a lot of he's been promoting it like for a week now.
So you mean to tell me that you could have done this any other day? You could have did it the day before. You could have did it the day after. You chose today to do this, and Al, you're not even Haitian.
And that's the biggest upset. You're literally tethering onto to our situation, something that you should know for a certain you have no hands in that because of the fact that, hey, I'm Black American, this is our holiday, I ain't gonna touch it on this day. There's 30 days in June, and you decided to do it on the day that belongs to us. That's what pisses me off about Al Sharpton a lot. He plays a full coon role. He does not take that coon off for nothing whatsoever. And then what's the last the Haitian guy with the gold hair you was talking about?
Xavier DeRusso.
Yeah, Xavier. I'm seeing more and more of these type of people from that community come out against us and basically try their hardest to Republicanize themselves, and they fall off every time. As a matter of fact, that rally, that event that took place across the street from the rally for reparations, that Tamika was at or whatever, Come to find out, I did a little research on that, and that was thrown by an LGBTQ organization.
Yeah,
So
I can believe that because because I was there and I saw some of the rainbow flags because
yeah, and
they had got started with theirs after our rally was done, and I'm telling you right now, it was not a lot of people there. If I had to do a range count, it was probably like maybe 30 people there in total.
yeah, and half of those people worked for the event. So I know for a fact that they didn't get too many people. But lastly, bro, the situation with the Valentina chick.
Mm-hmm.
This woman, I promise you, she's gonna drop off and fade in obscurity. She's already a very like forgettable person. I spoke about her one time, and literally, when you brought her up again, I had to say, "Oh yeah, I did do a video on that chick." You know? So she's a very forgettable person, and the way they roasted her was well deserved. I usually don't like to laugh at other people, being attacked like that, but that right there, that was filling. I loved it. But you have a great rest of your day. Peace and be one to the family. Happy Juneteenth.
Appreciate you. Shout out to the Church of Black Power. But before I bring up the next person, I just got a super chat in and I want to acknowledge it. Shout out to the Dre Max Show. He's for the $4.99. He said, been celebrating Juneteenth in Kansas City since I was a kid in the 80s. So a lot I know, but thanks, bro, for more education on this subject. I'm glad that I could educate.
It's busy up here. Woo! I got money.
I appreciate it. Next up, we got Joseph Washington. What's going on?
Salute, Tarian. Salute to the chat room, and happy Juneteenth to everyone here. I am so glad that I could only catch tidbits of your live because I was going in and out and doing things like around the house. But the stuff I did catch, I'm so glad I did. And I will replay this live when I get the chance to. One thing I do know for sure beyond a shadow of a doubt about Juneteenth is that it'll always be rooted in resistance, revolution, and freedom.
Mm-hmm.
One thing it will never be rooted in is hypocrisy. You notice the people that talk bad about Juneteenth, the usual suspects, they remain silent about the Confederate flags, and they talk about the Confederate flag being as American as apple pie.
Yeah.
And I have to shout out to give a salute to First Them News for spotting the Juneteenth imposter promoters trying to promote their events using the wrong colors. I have to shout them out for like spotting them and like calling them out for, trying to desecrate our sacred underground holiday.
Yeah.
And what happened to that Colombian woman, that wasn't even a roast thing. That was a trip to the shed. I'm serious, because it's like what Tariq did in that room with Myron and those other wannabe dub esters, that was a roast.
Yeah, and it's also crazy. Speaking of that, I actually today for the first time actually sat down and actually listened to the whole 2 hours and 15 minutes that he was on there before he left, because he had uploaded it up on his channel. And that was my first time actually listening to it in its entirety, because I heard bits and pieces of it. But 2 hours and 15 minutes to listen to a video, that's a long time. So I said I had time today and I listened to it and I could not stop laughing.
You're better than me, because I had to break that video up in increments. It's like, I would listen to Tariq's part, and whenever Myron and his guys would like over talk, I have to pause, get up, walk out the room, then come back.
Right.
because it was just a bunch of like, rambling back and forth. And Tariq delivered a KO when they were trying to spew that new talking point about quote J supremacy
Oh
versus versus Dub S. He asked a very poignant question that was a KO. Is like, if what you said is true, how come you Anglos didn't help Nick Cannon when he was on the apology tour?
Exactly.
Why did y'all help Kyrie Irving when he was under attack by those folks for posting a link? I was like, KO. I didn't even have to listen to any more after that.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I'm so happy that, I get to see like another Juneteenth and be a part of this live. Again, I'm going to rewatch it and catch the tidbits that I missed. But thanks for having me up. Chat room, let's not forget our sacred Juneteenth holiday and every other holiday we tend to make going forward.
Oh yeah, well, I got two. We got 2 more days I have lined up coming up in July, but y'all will see what those are.
Nice.
Y'all been around long enough. Y'all probably already know what those are. I said we don't need them to give us a holiday, because remember, they tried to frame it like we asked for Juneteenth to be federalized. We did not ask for Juneteenth to be federalized. They took it upon themselves to do that. We were fine when Juneteenth was considered low key. You could ask anybody who was already acknowledging Juneteenth before then that they did not like when they federalized, because we knew what was about to happen.
Yep, and like clockwork, they set the thing in motion. But as long as we understand the core tenet of that holiday, we'll be good. And we just have to keep an eye out for those who will try to further colonize it.
Yeah.
Again, thanks for having me up. I look forward to, what you got in store and staying connected to the New Black Media.
No problem. Thanks for coming up. All right. That was Joseph. Next up, we got Jonathan. What's going on?
What's going on? Sorry. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so I heard about Juneteenth a while back. Juneteenth to me is like it represents our ancestors, working hard, building all these materials for these folks to come out and buy buy them from them in order to get working on that time in their towns. And that was the best part until some BS and lies happen, and then that caused their towns to get burned down. Oscarville, for example. I'm still pissed off about that. That town was covered up by a whole puddle of water in order for it to come to become Lake Lanier. So yeah, but our blacksmiths, our creators, everything, creating all these telephone poles and these telephones, all this stuff that came from our black folks. That's Juneteenth for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm celebrating off of that. And then everybody coming in, doing these parades and everything. All the dances, all that is like straight black culture.
Are you referring to the first video I showed from the parade that they had back in the late 80s?
Yes. And you know what I'm saying, I wish I would have known that. But the thing is, I was 2 years old at the time, so I wasn't even getting it. I didn't really know what was going on until I started turning 5 years old. But yeah, I thought that was honorable for to know all this stuff and learning about our history through Juneteenth. What really upsets me, besides white supremacy, trying to do something to tear it down, you got those tethers, besides those Caribbeans and tethers, taking it down. You got Vivek Ramaswamy talking about he would have got rid of Juneteenth, or if he was president, which is another reason why it should have stayed irrelevant, because we needed something to celebrate on our own. We needed to have our moment, and having some agents of white supremacists and all that, including these Caribbeans, trying to take it away from us, that really disgust the crap out of me. And I wouldn't be surprised if Kai Cenat would have been against it because because you called him out for saying that we have no culture. I haven't heard about Sanet since then, but I know he would have had something to say about that. I probably had to look it up on his Twitter. But I like that we have our own little holiday, and I'm glad that I went on your live to learn the real truth about it, and that it's not a black, yellow, and green color. It's actually red, blue, and white star with a starburst. Because I didn't realize that stuff was Pan African colors. I just thought we was all African, Pan African, because we all was black at the end of the day. So, I have a story to tell you. So you ever heard the story called Total Nutrition?
It sounds familiar.
Okay, so I'll go up there and have like a conversation with the owner. PC male. I remember one of the guys that you was talking to about the disintegrated American flag. The American black and white American flag with the blue in the middle. So he actually had a black employee, work at his Total Nutrition shop in downtown. Oh, and by the way, I'm actually from Texas. I've been meaning to tell you, I am a Houstonian of Texas. So yeah, I'm glad that Dallas been having that going on. I wish it had in Houston for the whole time. But yeah, anyway, so he told me that he had a black employee working for him at Total Nutrition, but he quit because he saw him wearing that disintegrated blue, black, and white Blue Lives Matter flag around his wrist. And when I saw that, in my mind, I was like, I don't blame him. Well, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to accuse God of being a racist and all, but when you wear that, you should know that that's mainly because Blue Lives Matter. That's something that it goes against Black Lives Matter, and that's something not to affiliate with myself around. So yeah, he did the right thing quitting that shop when he saw that around his waist. And like I said, I ain't got nothing against the owner. You know what I'm saying? People still like, shop at his place. But, it kind of lost me on that little disintegrated flag wrist. So, you got some folks out there, who likes when we, buy our things and, to the point that they let us know, like, kind of reveal some stuff that we're not aware of that we needed to hear.
Okay. Was
yeah.
that it?
Yeah, that was it. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work. I'm no longer on break. I'm on food. So you keep doing what you're doing, man. You're really bringing out the black culture at its best.
Okay. Appreciate you coming up. All right. Next up, we have Denzemus. What's going on?
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, I'm gonna make this quick because my ass is at work too. Everybody's at work today. Look, my thing is with this Juneteenth, I have also recently just learned about this, and I'm gonna just say straight up, it's our culture. It's our culture. And I don't feel like nobody else should be able to have any part of that. I find it very insulting that this thing on the screen, that guy that you have on screen, I find it very insulting that he's trying to tether our culture with his fleeing ass. I find that very insulting because
wait, hold on, wait a minute, Zima. This is a lot of noise going on in the background.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's the one. Is that better now?
Can you get to a quieter location so that
yeah, 1 second. 1 second. Sorry, I'm outside. I'm looking at Amazon. Make it real quick. Is that better?
Yeah, I think that might be better. Are you indoors?
Yes. I'm gonna just make it quick and then I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make it real quick. I was gonna make my statement real quick. All I'm gonna say is this: Juneteenth is our culture. It's about us. It's about our ancestors' struggle everything that we went through to make our lives better. Well, to make the lives of foundational Black Americans better and the descendants. And once again, like I said, I find it very insulting that dude and other people are trying to tether on to our culture. And furthermore, it's funny how they like to tether on to our culture, but then again, these are the same people who once again sold us. And my thing is this: you sold us, and it must have not been good where your asses were at, because you never came back for us and you fled. So now you want to come over here and try and take away whatever semblance of civilization that we've built, because I truly do believe if it weren't for us, this country would be a shit show. We're the only people on this planet, despite however dysfunctional we may be at times, we're the only group of people on this planet who created something that's phenomenal. These other people, no, you don't get to come and latch on to us like that. Your asses rival NASCAR with how much y'all flee. The rubber on y'all damn soles is so damn. The rubbers on y'all flip flops and shit be burning, rivaling NASCAR and shit. That's how much y'all asses be fleeing. And you think you're gonna come over here to us and take away from us? Hell no. And I'm very, very glad that we've delineated from their asses. And that's pretty much all I have to say. And thank you so much. B1.
B1. All right. The next person I'm bringing up is Miss Uplifting T. What's going on?
Good evening, family. So, as a Texas resident, I thought I would come up here and share a little history about how Juneteenth was originally celebrated.
Cool.
So, I have been going to Juneteenth celebrations here in Southeast Texas. So, that's the Houston area since the 1980s. So, yeah, I'm going to tell my age. I'm over 40. I'm actually even over 45, almost 50. And so I've been going to Juneteenth since probably about 84, 85. The video you showed was the Juneteenth. I remember I was literally low-key over here almost in tears because I remember walking in those with my little jellies and my little junior cheerleading uniform and my little beads and my little braids and stuff. And then everything was red, whether it was red Cool Cups, red watermelon, red velvet cake, big red soda. Everything was really red. And so the reason why those people embraced red, white, and blue, because for us in Texas, it really was about our independence. And why on earth would African Americans, newly free descendants here in Texas, start celebrating that? Let me give you 3 quick facts as to why that would probably be something Black people in America would probably need to celebrate. In 1886, in Comanche County, Texas, white residents expelled a group of 500 residents because of an alleged crime. That was in 1886. Again, literally less than an hour away from James Byrd would lose his life when I was in high school. Now remember, that's why we have that federal law around HETE crimes. Look, the algorithm has just been flagging everybody, so I'm spelling stuff. I am being extra careful because I don't want nobody stuff getting flagged, okay? In 1903, in Sour Lake, Texas, a mob of 500 white men would open up fire and chase them because of a alleged crime. In Bryan, Texas, a mob would take out 6 men without a trial. This is what is happening in the South during the 1880s to 1890s. Do you know why those people finally decided to celebrate the commemoration of that day? Is because they were under a system that was yielding that kind of violence. So by the time the 80s came along and I was going to the celebrations, not only did they have all that fun, there were bands, all the local communities, your grandmothers, your moms and pops. There was none of this professional sponsorship. Like I went to a Juneteenth celebration in my community. It had a gated, community, and Could Function was the band that was there. So that was nice. But that is not what it was about. It was your grandmother and them with a cakes and 7 or 8 people gonna be barbecuing, and it's got some people doing fish fries, and they got some people doing crawfish boils. This is Texas, remember? This is where this started at. And then there was always a pageant. I don't think I've ever been to a celebration that didn't have a pageant where they were giving away scholarship money for local children. And the pageant was never anything ridiculous like what we see on the other side. we always had to recite a poem, or we had to do some kind of talent, and then we had to answer some kinds of questions. So there was always some kind of academic scholarship pageant. There used to be a pageant one time for like old ladies in hats and stuff, I remember. So this is what Juneteenth really looked like um, in Texas. And the reason why that was such an important embrace of red, white, and blue for us specifically, I'm sure in the development of all those early days in the 1890s and the 1910s when Jim Crow was literally strangling these people, is that was their way of saying, hey, we belong here. We're Americans too. And whether you agree with that sentiment or not now, you can't be mad at a group of people who were facing that level of violence for wanting to show up as fully American as they could for them. And as my grandmother, who just transitioned in February, who picked cotton in the 1950s, my grandfather shucked and worked in a sugarcane. Literally, it's, you would call it a place where they grow it, but it's literally a sugarcane plantation in Louisiana in the 1940s. Like, this is real for us. And so when people come down here and want to play in our celebrations and they want to drag the disparagement, the dismissiveness of what life was like for people like my grandmother and my great grandmother. My grandmother being born in 1930 means that if she was in the kitchen learning how to cook the pies that I cook today in 2024, the women that were 50 and 60 years old in that kitchen were born at the end of Reconstruction. How dare you fix your mouth to come into my ancestry, to come in all of our histories and tell us how we have chosen to honor and survive is somehow flawed and wrong and permissive of the SWS. Like, don't you ever. You don't know what these people live through. And I did a video because I got hot about a comment about the origin, about somebody gave us, but they didn't give us anything. Because the exact same time that gave birth to Juneteenth was the exact same time that we were celebrating in the second week of February, long before Carter G. Woodson ever came along, because of the 2 birthdays that fell in that week. So he picked that week because that was something we were already doing. And I'm so tired of people playing in our history, especially in the South. So I love you. Thank you for having this discussion tonight. I'm going to drop down.
Appreciate you coming up. And shout out to Miss Uplifting T coming up. I like when she comes up because when it comes to me talking about anything related to Texas, she always comes through with that encyclopedia of knowledge about Texas. So I'm very appreciative of that. But also, so yeah, I think that was the last call. And now y'all remember what I told y'all at the beginning of the stream. I was going to reveal to y'all the new merch that I have lined up, and I already published it, but y'all didn't see it yet because y'all were in here, and that was intentional. So everybody, here is the new merch right here. And I specifically chose to do the merch today on the last episode of the We Fought Back series, because that's literally what the merch is. So I'm literally made We Fought Back merch. And basically I have the Black Power fist right there in the center, and it has all of the rebellions in date order from the first documented one here in the States all the way to the last one, which of course was the one I did today. So this is something from the men. You got a hoodie, you got a shirt, you also have the hat right here, as you can see right here. So also I already showed y'all the shirt. You also have shorts. So that's the men's. For the women, they also have, women's custom shirts, hoodies, hats, and the women, y'all even have the football tee with the stripes right here. And under and I even got something for the kids. So for all of you out there that got a newborn running around out here, we got something for the kids too. So we have this right here. And we also have a children's V-neck football shirt as well. And accessories, we got the bag, the tote bag for the ladies that like to carry those tote bags. We got, of course, the hat. We got the panoramic mug That's just like the triple P mug. We also got some stickers. And look at this, y'all. I got a Stanley Cup, quote unquote. And guess what? It don't cost no $59.99. So this is that cup right here. Also, we have the We Fought Back bandana. And I believe that is it. So yes, I already published it. So if y'all go onto the store tab, or even if you look under the video where it has the Spread Shop store right there and click on that, you will be able to find it. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and copy the link and post it right here. And I think they have a sale going on, a sale going on today on 25% off on everything. All you got to do is go here and just click redeem, and it just says redeem. So there. So yeah, this is what I've been working on, y'all. I actually designed this maybe about 3 weeks ago. I had to go back and make some adjustments because it was like, when it comes to designing things, sometimes you want to do something very extravagant, but then sometimes you want to do something sometimes simple can be effective. So I kept it real simple with this one. With this, I had to make sure I spelled everything correctly. I had to make sure I had the right dates. So it's all there. So feel free to go on the site. I posted the link in the chat. I'll probably post it up on the community tab as well, so people who were not here can go in there and check it out for themselves as well. But yes, this is the current new merch. It's nice that I can actually monetize a series that I came up with. And I'm hopefully, wouldn't that be something that if I saw somebody just walking around and they just happen to be wearing my merch and I'm like, there it is. Because that's actually how somebody recognized me at the rally, because I had my I Feel Nothing shirt on. And that's how they recognized it was me. But thank you. Shout out to everyone that's complimenting the designs. I'm very grateful that I can actually do this for y'all. And I'm glad that I was able to make this because it's been a while since I've made merch. I mean, I still have the regular merch that's still right here that, of course, y'all are all familiar with. But yep, this is the latest merch right here. Please go and support. Please tell your family and your friends all of that good stuff. I would definitely greatly appreciate all of that. And with that being said, that is going to bring this stream to a close. I'm glad that I was able to educate y'all on what Juneteenth is and show y'all what Juneteenth ain't. Shout out to y'all. And I don't know how many of y'all have Windows, but if y'all have Windows, like a Windows processor on your computer or laptop, if you look in the search bar at the bottom of your screen, like if you're looking for something, they actually have the Juneteenth flag right there, like the actual Juneteenth flag. I don't know if anybody didn't pick that up or not, but I noticed that. I noticed that last year. So if Windows can get it right, if Windows processor can get the flag right, then what's the excuse for all these others out here who can't get it right? But with that being said, I'm about to bring this stream to a close. We will be back on here tomorrow. We will be doing a midday stream tomorrow. The midday stream tomorrow is going to be one that I wanted to do last week, but I couldn't because of the rally. And then on Sunday, I didn't go live because it was Father's Day. But it's going to be who's it going to be on? Byron Donalds. I'm finally going to do that stream on Byron Donalds. That's going to be the midday for tomorrow. And then, of course, you have the 11 a.m. premiere that's going to happen before that. So with that being said, y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Happy Juneteenth. Oh, he said the hoodie, you can change the colors. Be First is when you click on something, you can change the colors. It's not going to always be in white. That's just the standard color. So when you go on there and you click on something, like say the hoodie, if you want it in black, I don't know how it's going to really show up in black because the black writing. So it's probably best to get it in like a lighter color so the words can show. So black might not be the most ideal thing for this hoodie because as you can see in black, you can't see the words. It's like that unless it's a lighter shade of black, but I wouldn't risk it. But y'all be good. Y'all be safe. Be one. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.